Hello dear chess fans, my name is Eugene Grinis. Welcome to my free chess school from beginners to advanced, open for everyone who want to improve own game. This video with some tactical exercises is intended for the beginners. There are some practical openings rules for beginners which are usually worth remembering. These rules are: 1. Open with either the e-pawn or the d-pawn. 2. Wherever possible, make a good developing move which threatens something. 3. Develop knights before bishops. 4. Pick the most suitable square for a piece and develop it there once and for all. Or do not move your piece twice without a strong reason. 5. Make 1 or 2 pawn moves in the opening, not more. 6. Do not bring your queen out early. 7. Castle as soon as possible, preferably on the king's side. 8. Play to get control of the center. 9. Always try to maintain at least 1 pawn in the center. 10. Do not sacrifice without a clear reason. 11. Complete your development before you attack. 12. Pay attention to your opponent's moves. 13. Avoid exchanging bishops for knights. And rule number 14, fight for space. Now let's take a look at the following Chessmaster's game. e4, rule number 1. e5. Knight f3. Developing the knight before bishops, rule number 3, and attacking the e5 pawn, rule number 2. Both whites and blacks' initial moves, e4 and e5, are perfectly natural and normal. Both assist development and affect central squares. Rule number 8. Play to get control of the center. Knight c6, developing the knight and defending the e5 pawn. d4, attacking the e5 pawn. This opening is called Scotch Game. A perfectly logical idea. White plays for a central break with d4. White's major goal is to exchange the enemy e-pawn for his own d-pawn. Why? Because by doing so, he sets up the pawn structure where his powerful e4 pawn in the center gives him more space. Rule number 14. Fight for space. White's mobility is greater because of that pawn. Unfortunately, the counterattack against the white's e-pawn is quite effective, and that's why d2, d4 at a very early stage of a game leads to nothing for white because of black's counter-attacks. Most of the openings after e4, e5 open games lead to open positions. Rapid, effective development and king safety are the most important factors. In most of these openings, the key move for black to equalize is d7, d5. It may be adopted as a good working rule that once black succeeds in playing d5 without any immediate harmful consequences, he has equalized. Pawn takes pawn, the only good move. d6, pawn takes pawn on e5, knight takes pawn, knight takes knight on e5, pawn takes knight, queen takes queen check, king takes queen is better for white. Let's go back to the game. Pawn takes pawn on d4 was played. Knight takes pawn on d4, attacking the knight on c6. Now, knight takes knight is a mistake. Queen takes knight, putting the white queen on a strong square. Knight takes pawn on d4 was played. Knight f6, developing the knight and attacking the e4 pawn. Rule number 2. Wherever possible, make a good developing move which threatens something. Knight takes knight on c6. Pawn takes knight. e5, attacking the knight on f6. To keep the pawn in the central position and thus cram black's game. Knight d5 was played. This is not the best move. Black's correct reply is queen e7, attacking the e5 pawn and pinning it. And after queen e2, knight d5 with an equal position. Here black can mobilize his forces quickly and attack the white e5 pawn. Let's go back to the game. Knight d5 was played. Bishop d3, developing the bishop. Queen h4, bringing the queen out early. Rule number 6, do not bring your queen out early. Better was d6, attacking the e5 pawn. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn on d6, developing the bishop, castles, queen h4, threatening mate in 1. g3, attacking the queen, queen h3, rook e1 check, bishop e6, developing the bishop, knight d2, castles, knight e4 with a slight advantage for white. Let's go back to the game. Queen h4 was played. White castles, bishop c5, developing the bishop. Knight to d2, a good move. Black castles, knight to e4 was played. The best continuation. After knight to f3, attacking the queen, queen h5, white is also better. Let's go back to the game. Knight e4 was played. Now white has some threats. Bishop to e7, covering the g5 square. Rook e1, developing the rook. d6, attacking the e5 pawn. c4, attacking the knight on d5. Knight to b4 was played. After knight to f4, it would follow g3, forking the queen and the knight. Knight h3, check. King g2, queen to g4, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen on g4, f3, attacking the bishop, bishop to e6, g4, attacking the knight on h3 with the king, with an advantage for white. Let's go back to the game. Knight to b4 was played. In this position, it follows knight f6, check, sacrificing a knight. Bishop takes knight was played. But why did white sacrifice the knight? Can you show the next white's move? You have 1 minute for it. Please pause the video. White plays rook to e4, attacking the queen. Unexpectedly, black finds that his queen doesn't have a single retreat square. This move, only with even greater effect, would have followed after pawn takes knight on f6, rook e4, winning. Rook e4 was played. Knight takes bishop on d3, rook takes queen, bishop takes rook on h4, queen takes knight on d3, pawn takes pawn on e5, queen to e4, and white realized his material advantage. Now let's take a look at the following chess master's game. E4, rule number 1. E5, knight f3, developing the knight before bishops, rule number 3, and attacking the e5 pawn, rule number 2. Knight c6, developing the knight and defending the e5 pawn. d4, attacking the e5 pawn. Scotch game. Pawn takes pawn, the only good move. Knight takes pawn on d4, attacking the knight on c6. Bishop to c5, attacking the knight on d4. This is a promising counter-attack from black. Bishop e3 was played, defending the knight. Another option for white is knight to b3, attacking the bishop, with an equal game. Knight takes knight on c6, and here black has a possibility to play queen to f6, threatening mate in 1, a double attack. And after queen d2, black can take the knight on c6 with the queen. Let's go back to the game. Bishop e3 was played. Queen to f6, attacking the knight on d4 with the 3 pieces. c3, defending the knight. Knight g to e7, developing the knight. Bishop to c4, developing the bishop. Knight e5, attacking the bishop on c4. Bishop e2. d5. This position is already equal. White castles. h5. This is a mistake. Better was castles with an equal game. But h5 was played. Knight to b5, attacking the bishop on c5 and a pawn on c7, a double attack. Queen to b6 was played, defending the bishop on c5 and the c7 pawn with the queen. If bishop to d6, defending the c7 pawn with the bishop, then it would follow f4, attacking the knight. Knight g4, attacking the bishop on e3. Bishop takes knight on g4. Bishop takes bishop, attacking the queen, and here e5, forking the queen and the bishop. bishop takes queen, pawn takes queen, attacking the knight on e7 with a pawn, and the bishop on d1 with the rook. Bishop to e2, a double attack. Knight takes bishop, check. Pawn takes knight. Rook e1, attacking the bishop on e2 with the rook, and the knight on e7 with the pawn, winning. And if bishop takes bishop on e3, it would follow knight takes c7, check, king d8, attacking the knight, pawn takes bishop on e3, attacking the queen with a rook, and the rook on a8 with a knight, winning. Let's go back to the game. Queen to b6 was played. Bishop takes bishop on c5. Queen takes bishop. Now the material is even, but white can win the game in one move. How can white win material in this position? You have 1 minute for the answer. Please pause the video. White plays queen to d4, attacking the queen and the knight on e5 with the queen. In this position, black actually resigned. If queen takes queen, then pawn takes queen, attacking the knight on e5 with the pawn and the c7 pawn with a knight. White is winning. Okay, that's the lesson for today from the Eugene Grinis Chess School. I hope it was useful and you enjoyed it. If so, push likes, subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave comments. And the last question for today. Did you find an Easter egg in this video? This is another interesting video for you. Firstly, you can always find it in the video description, and secondly, you can catch it in the last 10 seconds of the video. Thanks for watching.